know she's gonna have to pack up before we can go to Williamsburg, or I'm leaving her house.
You guys going with more people than just you two?
Well, I mean, I guess whoever really that we know up here wants to join, that'd be Jasmine.
I swear, if I'm gonna be in
Go
the
ahead
way
and get
for
my
good
good side
stuff
there.
for a minute, I'm gonna be out of here.
Oh, take your time. We ain't in no rush.
Take them. Just leave me one.
Why?
All right.
Jasmine's not gonna have cigarettes either. I'm gonna have to fucking
All right.
have your wallet. Jasmine's gonna need cigarettes.
You know, you bring up the kids, and that's something that I want to talk about. You have children between you and your wife. You've got children, and she has children. Is that the way that it is?
Yes, I have. Well, I have two. One that was born right before I went on this last prison bid. I did. It was 5 years, 11 months. Is where I pulled on a 7-year bid in Florida. It's 85%. I had my son back 2000. Like I said, he's going on 20 years old now, and she had 3 prior to me. And she just gave birth on October 1st of this year. Just like, yeah, that little girl right there just had baby a couple weeks, like about 3 weeks ago.
Really?
She's had 3 before that. Not a stretch mark on her, man. I'm talking bounces right back, man. I mean, unbelievable. Beautiful.
And let's talk about this child that she just had. It's because of the addiction that you guys felt, or tell me what
You know, and it is. I mean, the lifestyle, we weren't in any place secure. We weren't in any place that was going to be, nurturing, really. I mean, we're struggling out here to just try to get a place. You know, everything's been, like I said, we had a house burned down. We've had all that, boo-hoo, but, it's happened. Went to ask for assistance, and it's funny, we just asked for assistance the other day to the Salvation Army. My wife called him. She says, I hate to do this, because she promised herself she wouldn't beg from anybody. She said, we'll go out and get it ourselves, however we're going to do it, She said, well, I'm not asking any churches or anything. The Salvation Army called today and told her that they do not offer any help with winter clothes. What else was it? They don't, and basically pretty much told us. And then the lady, my wife left a long detailed message twice to the lady, and the lady had no idea who she was even talking to or what she was asking about. And we were looking just for some references, in case it gets really cold, can we go grab a winter coat somewhere without dropping the rest of the money we have in our pocket, And like I said, we were fighting for 3 other children. I have some contact with my daughter, my 8-year-old daughter, her name's Haley. And my son lives with my mother and father, getting ready to go to fire school and all that, become a firefighter. I can call him anytime. He's working all the time now, though. But her kids, they said one day we both got arrested. They ended up going to an uncle's house, so they ended up getting some custody of her. She still has custodial, which opens the door for when we get a place, we can open up the case and go ahead and get the kids back. But when she was pregnant, we're looking at each other and saying, if we have this baby, we didn't want to abort it, which we're not against that by any means. It's the woman's choice to do whatever she wants to do. It's,
was she using during the pregnancy?
She was, actually. She was quite a bit at first before she found out.
And what was she using?
It's always been, it was all the way to the door. But you know what, man? I thank God for medical. No, she doesn't have her medical card. That stuff right there, it saves my life because, like I said, she has split personality disorder, and it's more like ×2. She's got a few different ones documented. And it was just, we weren't prepared really to be able to have a child and then be able to look at it down the road and say, I'm sorry we couldn't offer you that one thing, And the people that that adopted our baby, which was Sunflower Bliss, we named her, and they just had accomplished everything in the world, man, that they ever wanted. And the one thing, she couldn't have a child. And it was because of cancer she had when she was a young child, and that was what was like, they were missing that link. Well, the best thing was these people became like our best friends. I mean, we went out to lunch with them. They were at the birth, did the thing. But like I said, at the ultimate thing was, and it was hard for her to give up the baby. And she still cries once in a while about it, but you know what? We know we did the right thing. This baby now has an opportunity, has all the resources to do anything it wants to when it grows up. A lot of things could happen with us, I mean, she's still got court case going on, even though they're gonna drop it, but hey, You never know. I go out here one day and something happens with me, you know. Sales charges, they can pick them up and where we're at, man, in 2 years. It's 2 or 3 years. So they can hold on to actual footage of you selling something and use it 3 years later. There's a statute of it. So they can pick you up whenever. They're really just trying to stack them up on you so they got a good case. So something there. And have I sold since I've been out of prison? Absolutely. So one of those times could have been my demise, you know, and I catch another case. You just never know. And that was what our worry was. You know, her family has issues. We didn't want to bring it into this. I mean, you know, like I said, it looks like an okay hotel room. Well, y'all, this is bottom of the barrel, man. It's the cheapest place in town.
Do you think that the baby had any issues, or was the baby okay?
Oh man, the baby was, man, God, I have pictures. She was absolutely awesome. I mean, perfect. I mean, she came out 5 pounds. She was a little bit early, but you know, other than just the initial, and she was clean when she had the baby. I mean, the baby, other than just, you know, I mean, that was the only thing that was in it, and the baby was absolutely perfect health. I mean, came out crying. It was a real selfless experience. You know, it was probably the kindest thing I've ever seen in my life. You know, I said it wasn't my decision. Did I have some say in it, and she could consider what I have to say? Yes, but ultimately it was my wife's because she gave birth, and man.
Were you still using during the time that she had stopped?
Oh man, oh yeah. She's never ever questioned my use. She's like, I'm way older than she is. She says, you have an addiction older than I am. How could I even ask you? You're functionable. You've done many, you know, you've always worked. Everybody still loves you. You talk about all the friends you have that you've known for 20, 30 years, you know, so she knew my face was good in town. I didn't do anything wrong to anybody. I mean, these people were happy to see me when I came back in town. You know, they were always already asking me for a package. I've been gone 5 years, 11 months. Actually, from Port Charlotte, where I was at, I had been gone 3 years prior to that. So we were looking at dang near 9 years I was gone for out of town. I came back and I mean, basically had the package dropped in my lap if I wanted it.
You know, forgive me for sticking on the baby topic, but it is a big part of what you guys have just recently gone through. And forgive the questioning that I'm going to ask because, you know, I am going to dig on this. And
go ahead.
I truly feel like this is something that people could wonder. But when you guys considered the adoption, you know, and then you found somebody who was, you know, wanting to be who adopted the child. I mean, obviously you've spoken about the fact that, you know, they've helped you guys out financially. Was it financially beneficial? And did that play a part into the determining factor of you guys to put the baby up for adoption?
You know, the funny thing about it, we could have got so much more if we wanted. We really refrained from asking for any help. We would, like I said, I'd go work 2 jobs, side jobs, whatever I could before I ever asked them for a nickel, you know. Did we, I think the total about came, I mean, round about maybe 6,000 total in help over the 9-month period, which is quite a bit, you know, you'd think, but you know, I mean, when we're living from hotel Airbnbs because of a house burning down and stuff, it was really I mean, it helped, but it wasn't near as much as, you know, some people, I've known people that have babies, that's what they do. I mean, they actually freaking have babies and they put them up for adoption. They live that way. It's crazy.
Selling the babies.
Pretty much, man. I mean, you know, it kind of sickens me to think so. But that wasn't really, if they wouldn't have gave us a penny, it would have still been the right decision. That's what our mindset was at. And she was pregnant before this one. We lost the baby due to the house fire, the smoke inhalation. She was the only one when I'm dragging her out the window of our house burning, my wife. And, you know, our 2 littlest ones were out in the stroller in the front yard watching our house burn down, and our dog's in there freaking dying. It was terrible. But she got smoke inhalation and stillborn a few days later. So we lost our house and the baby and everything we owned in like a matter of a couple of days, man. It was pretty horrific. But
did the house fire come from usage?
No, it actually came down from an overloaded line. One of the main lines were connected. Her stepdad put a jacuzzi to the air handler wire, 1970s wires, man. When they both kicked on at the same time, rats and whatever eating through the freaking casing of the wire, boom, ignited the house, man. I mean, right through the air conditioning system, man, and just, you know. But you know, we were going to put that baby up for adoption. We had already spoken with him,